Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. We are from group 2 and my name is Sakinah binti Abdullah.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Fatin Alia Maisarah binti Muhammad Muadin and I'm from group 2.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Izarifah Zaimah binti Ismail Izam. I am from group number 2.
Assalamualaikum, first of all, I want you all to know what is mental health. Mental health is more than just the absence of mental illness. It includes how you feel about yourself and how you adjust to life events. Your mental health influences how you think, feel, and behave in daily life. It also affects your ability to cope with stress, overcome challenge, build relationships, and recover from life setback and hardship. Firstly, I would like to talk about healthy mind and the example. Number 1 is feel good about themselves, because they accept who they are and not live their life based on what people think or feel about them. They understand that self-compassion is so important for life and growth. What other people think doesn't concern them. Number 2 is do not become overwhelmed by emotion. Understand that you can't control how you feel, but you can control how you react to your feelings by focusing on your thoughts. They know wanting to control your feelings at all times is a lost battle no matter how hard you try. Number 3 is have lasting and satisfying personal relationships. No matter how much time you devote to improving your mental and emotional health, you still need the company of others to feel and function at your best. Mentally healthy people know that humans are social creatures with emotional need for relationship and positive connection to others. Number 4 is comfortable with other people. They understand when you don't feel comfortable in your own skin, you will always feel anxious around other people and constantly worry about what they think, judging yourself and seeking approval. Mentally healthy people are comfortable in their own skin. They don't need to impress others, act different or trying to be someone else. And the last one is able to accept life disappointment. Disappointments are bound to happen, no matter how we try to avoid them or plan more efficiently. Life is not perfect, so we have to be willing to accept life imperfection rather than giving disappointment the power to negatively affect our life in a permanent way. Mentally healthy people understand that disappointment happens to everyone, accept, learn from it and move on. There is no point dwelling about life disappointments. And the last one is able to accept life disappointment.
Hi, back to me. I'm Sakinah binti Abdullah. Unhealthy mind. Number 1, low self-esteem. Low self-esteem refers to a person having an overall poor sense of self-value. It essentially means having a poor opinion of yourself. Low self-esteem can encompass a range of factors, such as your sense of identity, self-confidence, feelings of competence, and feelings of belonging. Self-esteem is about more than just generally liking yourself. It is also means believing that you deserve love and valuing your own thoughts, feelings, opinions, interests, and goals. It can also play a role in how you allow others to treat you. For example, having low self-esteem means that you often think negatively about yourself, judge yourself badly, and lack confidence in your abilities. These are signs of low self-esteem. Number 2, excessive worrying. Worrying is feeling uneasy of being overly concerned about a situation or problem. For example, with excessive worrying, your mind and body go into overdrive as you constantly focus on what might happen. If we cannot handle a certain issue or problem very well, we may face panic attack, split personality, or depression. For example, as a student, just do your own part, which is don't worrying too much about unnecessary things like what will happen in future if I blah 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 blah. Number 3, self-defeating talk. Self-defeating talk is comprised of messages we send to ourselves which reduce our confidence, diminish our performance, lower our potentials, and ultimately sabotage our success. Common self-defeating talk includes sentences beginning such as I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm not confident, I don't have what it takes, I'm going to fail. Well, it's up to you whether you want to defeat or not. For example, would you like it if a friend tells you repeatedly that you can't succeed or you are not good enough? Would you consider this person a real friend? If not, why would you want to talk or think this way to yourself? Engaging a habitual self-defeating talk is like having a false friend who puts you down all day long. You become your worst enemy and distractor. Number 4. Keep on complaining. Complaining is a natural part of human communication. It is often a response to problems or a way to communicate dissatisfactions. Sometimes, however, people might find themselves wondering if they complain too much. It's probably not realistic to decide to never complain again, but setting limits can be beneficial. This article explores some of the reasons why people complain, the impact it can have on well-being, and steps to minimize daily complaints. Complaining is worse than doing nothing. So, for example, as a student, please don't ever complain about tasks that you receive from your lecturer. It might help you succeed in the future. And last but not least, number 5. Indulging in negative thought. Thought become things. Every time you think any thoughts, your brain creates a tiny neural pathway to that thoughts. The more emotion you feel about the thought, the more the pathway is built up. Negative thought that we indulge in can sound obsessive, like a broken record spinning over and over again in our minds. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Number 3. Conclusion. Limit your mind. Mental health is more than just the absence of mental illness. It includes how you feel about yourself and how you adjust to life events. Your mental health influences how you think, feel, and behave in daily life. It also affects your ability to cope with stress, overcome challenges, build relationships, and recover from life setbacks and hardships. Being mentally or emotionally healthy is much more than being free of depressions, anxiety, or other physiological issues. Conclusion. Believe in yourself. No one possesses all of the characteristics of good mental health all the time. But it's important to practice being mentally healthy every day. People who are mentally healthy can manage stress better, which means they are less likely to develop mental illnesses like depressions and anxiety. Practice at least 2 or more of these characteristics and you will see a vast improvement in your mental and emotional health and well-being. The last conclusion for healthy mind have 4 things to be practiced in your life. The first one is you need to have ability to enjoy your life, which means you need to cultivate a positive mindset, develop good habits, and fill your life with meaningful moments. Not only that, you need to always feel grateful for everything. The second one, balance. You have to learn to balance what you are able to change about yourself with what you cannot change. You need to trust your inner self. The third one, resilient, is accepting your new reality even if it's less good than the one you had before. Resilience also knowing that you are the only one that have the power and the responsibility to pick yourself up. The last conclusions for healthy mind is flexibility. You have to step back from your thoughts and focus on the present to be flexibility in your life. The last slide is tips of mental health first aid. Have 4 tips of mental health first aid. The first one, listen. You have to be a good listener to your friends by giving advice if they ask and be open-minded about what they share. The second one, don't judge. We are all different. Don't judge, understand instead. The third one, give support by help find exceptions to their struggles and ask for what they need in the moment. The last one is professional help, which is clinical social workers, psychiatrists, nurse, physiologists, and licensed counselor. If the problems in your life are stopping you from functioning well or feeling good, professional help can make a big difference.